but
God.
hi,
Hello.
hello everyone.
I already said hi.
Hello. Okay, we were just talking about how we should do more outdoor podcasts because it's so like easy and fun. Oh, by the way, is my audio still coming? Okay.
Yes, it's pretty
Okay,
good.
perfect. Okay, great. Because we get to like hang out in outdoors and it's like so nice. You can just walk around. I don't like sitting and talking for 45 minutes. So it's good to like just get around and walk around and talk. It's so fun.
This is making me feel like I should also walk around.
I can also just, and there's like a lot of people, I guess. But yeah, you can also like go to cool spots. Which are,
Yeah, that would be cool.
like I can even go all the way till that flag and stand there and talk.
And you can touch it
People
and back.
think I'm crazy. Oh, huh?
What?
What? What did you say?
What did you say?
I didn't say anything. What did you say?
I also didn't say anything.
Okay, then my internet just donked on me for a little bit. No, I was saying I can just like go stand all the way over there and talk, and people will just look at me like a crazy person because I'll be like gesturing and like talking to some screen half a mile away.
There's currently like a crazy person outside my building who's yelling and he's probably drunk. So it's nice to look at.
This is a common occurrence there.
Oh, yes. Oh,
People
I
yelling
have. So there is this.
people yelling stories.
No, there is this Instagram account. So Rotterdam's sort of known for it, because everyone in the Netherlands talks about how Rotterdam's sort of like a crazy city to live in. I have
Hmm.
seen people crazy, but I was like, okay, this is normal. I come from India. People going
Hmm.
crazy is nothing for me. But there is this Instagram page called Crack City 010. Zero is the Rotterdam pin code. And if you go on that page, you will see some crazy stuff, like crazy stuff. And
Hmm.
sometimes when I'm bored, I just go there and I watch people do crazy stuff. Like, okay, this one's the latest one. I can show you. It's like the New York of Netherlands, sort of. So, because people just be
In
crazy
all the bad ways.
in all the bad ways. Okay, so this one also I really liked.
Why not? Why
Listen.
not?
Uh, and oh, I have one that I really like. Wait, I will find it. So I know that that one was sort of close to my house because I saw it and I was like, this is next to my house. How didn't I see? Like I missed it out probably. Bu- 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 it was I just want you to see it, but we can. Oh yeah, found it. It's a bunch of people dressed up as minions, having a meeting.
What is up with your city, bro? I mean, I'm not so. I mean, SF is no less. I mean, SF has its own fair share of crazy people and crazy shit that goes down. And it's the same. I have seen people do some insane shit at signals and
But it's also
subways.
a very big city. Rotterdam, comparatively, is a
It's small, yeah.
city.
Actually, I don't know. SF is also fairly a small city. It's like
Is it?
the radius of SF is like 10 by 10 miles. That's it. Not that big. I
It's
don't know how
because
big
of
Rotterdam is.
population, no? You can't
Yeah,
divide
density
this.
is pretty high, SF, I guess.
Uh,
More loonies per square foot. Let's see. The population is 800K, and then
Ro-
Rotterdam population is 600K. It's not that far off. Just
it's not that far off.
200,000 more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has its fair share of crazy people. Yesterday, and so yesterday I went into the city to just have like a day for myself. I just went around
Take
with my
pictures.
camera, taking
Yes.
a bunch of pictures. So it was a very like fun day out. I chose to go into the city, but I chose the wrong day. 'Cause it was a Sunday. So Zoom agrees with me that it was a fun day. I went on a Sunday, and that too yesterday and day before was the Pride Parade in San Francisco.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so all of the roads were shut down, and the traffic was insane. It was horrible, more bad. It was worse than Bangalore traffic. That's how bad it was. So bad decision for me to take my car and go. But alas, after I went through all the nonsense and found parking, I had a good day. I walked around a bunch, took a whole bunch of pictures, saw a lot of people doing a lot of things, and then I came back. It was a good day. I felt very, very nice because these sort of like days out where I just go by myself and take pictures sort of happened coincidentally. The first time I went to Kolkata was, and I had just gotten my camera. So I was there for 5 days almost because I was there for my visa, student visa thing in Kolkata. I was there for 5 days because it was like some 5 days apart, the two things that I had. But it was in 2021 July. Sorry, you're asking a question.
Oh no, I was thinking because I feel I remember this. And I was like, maybe I did know you at that time. So I did know you. It was in
Yes, you did know me.
2021. Yeah.
2021. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
sent pictures on the group probably.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely knew me. I just got that my camera,
Mhm.
and I went with my brother. My brother is not the one for like walking around a lot. So he just stayed at the restaurant at the hotel, and he was like, "You go do whatever the fuck you want. I'm a chill." And it was also just after the second wave of COVID and stuff, so most of the things were shut down, touristy things. So I was just walking around. It was July. It was hot, but I'm like, it's okay. I'm gonna take my camera and I'm just gonna walk around. And I would just walk the whole day. I would choose the point A to point B that I had to reach by evening. Then I just start. I won't even put maps. I'll just be walking. I'll take a bus, go somewhere. Eventually, end up at the spot that I need to go to. And it was so fun. It was so nice to like. I didn't have anyone like I didn't have anything to rely on.
Yeah.
You're not planning anything. Nothing is planned. If I feel like eating lunch now, I will eat it. If I want to go hungry for another hour, I'll go hungry. I don't care. It's my prerogative. So I just did whatever. I would just stand in one location and like just chill, wait for some picture that I want to take. And that has happened a few more times after the Kolkata trip. First time just happened. I didn't even plan it, but I really liked it. And then in a bunch of other trips where I was traveling by myself, I did end up doing it here in the US as well. And in Pittsburgh also, some days I would just go to the city, do it, and come. Over the past year, I have not had the chance only to do it. So I really missed doing it regularly. So yesterday I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go do it. I have time. I have off on Monday. I don't have to worry about being tired. Let's go. And it was so nice. It was such a fruitful experience. It was damn nice. So I'm like prioritizing this as one of those things that I should be doing regularly because it's very, very good. It I feel so much happier just in general because it's like a very nice creative outburst. I'm just there, I'm doing my own thing. It's also alone time, and it's like truly alone time. It's not alone time where I'm sitting in my room and watching a movie. No, it's alone time where I'm out and I'm not listening to anything and I'm not doing anything. I'm just being by myself, not even thinking, not even doing anything, just hanging on. It was a very, very nice thing. Hope to do it more in the future.
This okay, so this reminds me of when I first got my camera. I was like 14 and I was very much
Hmm.
into photography, and my
Hmm.
dad got me like a tiny, like it was a digital camera, but it was
Hmm.
an Olympus, so it looked really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it looked like a vintage sort of a camera, but it was a digital
yeah.
camera. So I would
Hmm.
also do this a lot. I would go for photo walks, and this was way
Hmm.
before like Instagram or all of those things came up. I would just take my camera and go for walks. And
Yep.
this one time I was in Baroda and I was visiting my dad, and I decided that I was 16, I think around
Hmm.
16 or something. So my parents were
Hmm.
now a bit confident letting me go do stuff on my own. Otherwise, they wouldn't even let me go anywhere by myself. So at
Hmm.
16, they were like, okay, fine, this is Baroda. Baroda is sort of safe. So I found a park and I spent like the day going around clicking pictures in the park. And I was
Hmm.
just so happy because I was just doing this for myself. There was like a
Yeah.
mini toy train. I went on the toy
Yes.
train and I was like, I'm just making up my own adventures at this point. And I was just so
Yes.
happy. And
Yes.
I ended up walking so much that day that I forgot,
Hmm.
like, I didn't realize how much, like, how tired I was. And
Hmm.
I was like, screw it, I'm gonna walk home too. So I'm walking,
Hmm.
like, where my parents were staying. I started walking to that place and I was tired. But I was just like, I will walk. And this is something that I thought about talking about, like, this story, not the photo walk story, but the next things that's gonna come. I thought about it before the podcast, and then you talked about the photo walk, and I was just like, oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. Like, 'cause I thought about it today, and I was like, oh, this is something. But anyway, so I'm walking, I'm really tired, and this lady comes up next to me on her scooter,
Hmm.
and she's like, you look very tired. Let me give you a lift. Now, the thing is, we've
Don't tell
been
me you
taught
went with her.
not to do this, right? Because it's not okay. And I was like, no, no, I am good. I will walk. I don't have to go too far. I will go.
Hmm.
It's close
Hmm.
by. I will go. And she's like, no, no, you're like my sister and you look really tired. So let me give you a lift. Now my brain's like, I am tired. And what's the worst that she can do? We're on a scooter. Like, even if she kidnaps me, I can yell. Like,
Just jump off.
yeah, or jump off. So I went. And she did. Like, I
So,
didn't tell her where I stayed, but I was like, oh, I will get
oh
off here.
no.
I got off close to the house. And I also
Hmm.
didn't want my parents to see ki, who is she coming with. We let her off
Hmm.
go on her own once. And she's taking lift. And Baroda is generally safe. Like, people know each other. It's like a small town.
Right. Right.
So I was like, okay, I will trust and I will go. And I did.
Hmm.
And I was thinking about it now because I was just like, I would never do that again because it wasn't
Hmm.
safe at all because things could have gone wrong very quickly.
Hmm.
But that was a
But
very,
you were safe, clearly, evidently. I hope so.
yes, I was safe and it was a very good day because I spent like the
Okay,
day,
good.
and your day reminded me of
Don't do it again, especially not in Rotterdam.
I have done
If
this.
some crazy
I,
dude comes and
can
tells
I
you, hey, you look tired.
I want to, okay. So, when I was in Italy, my friend was Chinese and she was very big on hitchhiking. Like
Hmm.
if we would be like walking from one town to another, which was like one hill to another, she would ask for lift. And I, coming from India, will never get into someone's car. I don't know. After everything that's happened and I've learned,
Yeah.
you don't get into someone's car. You don't get into a stranger's car.
Yes.
You,
Basic 101 survival
yes, that
skills.
is Banu on Indian survival skills. Or
Yes.
so I wouldn't, but she was very confident. So I was like, okay, I would be like, no, we shouldn't. But then if she's very confident, there was one more guy with us. So I was like, okay.
Hmm.
Now this like cars from one town to a small town to another are still okay. We were in this city. We were supposed to go to somewhere else, and our train reached pretty late. And this
Hmm.
lady was like, we were trying to find taxi. We didn't want to pay for taxi. We didn't have money. I was like, barely had any money. We had
Hmm.
the whole town survived on monopoly money, like fake money.
Hmm.
That's another story. But this lady found a bus and went to the bus guy. It was a empty Volvo bus. She went into the bus, told the driver that we wanted to go here and how could we get here. I don't know, okay, no one spoke English and she spoke like broken Italian. She convinced the
Hmm.
bus driver to drop just the three of us in a Volvo bus with those blackout windows.
Yes.
My
Fully blacked out windows. Yeah.
yeah, at night to drop us from one part of the town to another part of the town without him needing to go there. I don't know how she did it, but she did, and she's like, "Let's go." I was like, "No, bus, no." After the whole thing that happened in Delhi, we don't get into a
We
bus
don't
at
get into
night.
buses.
Well, and
Yeah.
I was constantly looking, like when we got into the bus, I was just like looking all around if there are more people in the bus, or there was no one. And I was just keeping a lookout if the bus driver had other friends, and I was like, I don't know if he calls someone and he talks to him in Italian and says that
Dude, buses are. I paid for a bus in which there were only three people in the whole bus, and I was scared shitless because I'm like, oh my god, it's only three people in this fucking bus.
yeah,
I can't do what, and I've paid for this. It's on record. People know where I'm going to. Also,
we
even
did.
if something happens,
And we got in, and the whole time I was like, I can never mention this to my parents. They will never let
they
me
will kill
leave the
you.
house again. I was so stressed, but we made it. And I don't think I will again do that ever again, ever
Please
in my
don't.
life. But it's you have to when you don't have money and you have to go from one place to another. But I wouldn't do it again. Even if I don't have money, I will walk.
Yeah, just walk or buy some wheels, buy some rollerblades, and just
Yeah, I am
rollerblade your way.
considering getting those, but that's again another thing. But that lady was super confident most of the time, so
I think she has a different set of survival skills that will help her. I don't know how
maybe
she's
she
done
does.
it, but
I told you,
she's gonna do
I
well.
think I mentioned this story that once our bus we missed our bus, and this lady, like, we're in the middle of a highway, there's no place where we could sleep, and she
Mm.
opens Tinder to match with someone so we can find a place to sleep. I was like, how did your brain,
Oh yes, yes, yes. You told me this. You told me
yeah,
this. You told me.
how can your brain go there? Like, my brain can't. My brain's like, okay, now I will take my sleeping
Cannot.
bag out and maybe we
Yeah,
sleep at the
yeah, yeah,
bus stop.
I'll sleep. Why does it keep? Oh, maybe it's because I'm holding like.
That's pretty good. But yeah, will not take risk again.
Yeah, yeah. No, I will not be able to survive in the same way she does. That's crazy. Good for her, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So we went from photography walk
Sorry.
to
It just went from one place
to
to another. Because it reminded me, oh, I hitchhiked here also, which was
Why
much
did we go to
scarier.
hitchhiking again?
What?
Oh, because the lady asked for a drop.
Yeah, after
Asked
the
to drop
photo
you
walk.
on your photo walk. Okay. But you upgraded from the Olympus to a proper DSLR later, right?
Yeah, but I don't have my camera here, and I don't like going on photo walks with my phone. It's not the same. Uh,
Why? Why? Because you get distracted easily.
uh, it doesn't feel the same. I feel like then I'm
Oh, okay. I see. As in like taking pictures with your phone. I thought camera.
yeah, yeah.
No,
I
sorry.
don't
Hmm.
have my camera here. I do have
Yeah,
my.
yeah,
I did eventually get a DSLR after
yeah.
years of clicking
Uh,
pictures and being into it. But uh, and after I think I got back, I was off Instagram for like 5 years or something. After I
hmm,
got back and I saw that suddenly everyone was in photography, I kind of lost interest because I was like, what do I
hmm,
have to contribute here? And I know
hmm,
there is like everyone has a different perspective to things. I just like it started feeling very crowded and I felt like there wasn't
hmm.
space for me. Yeah.
Hey, if you like taking photographs, go and take some pictures. It's okay. If you like the process, then just do it.
Yeah.
Because I like the process. I love taking pictures and I love editing them. I was like so giddy and so excited to come back home and like edit my pictures. I was up till 4 a.m. last night because I just wanted to get through all of it. I was so sleepy and tired. I was been walking all day. I was like, no, I need to do this. I had a plan in mind when I took this picture. I need to see if it will work. It was just one picture, okay. Yesterday, I was waiting at this one spot for, I kid you not, like a half an hour to 40 minutes. I was just standing and walking around at the same spot because I wanted there is a chair somewhere, and I needed someone to go stand right in the middle so that I can get this like nice shot. And I was like walking around that like just those 2 blocks like a crazy person. And there's a coffee shop, and I know for a fact that that barista like stared at me some 5 times, thinking I'm like some sort of crazy person walking up and down with the camera. But then and then I finally got the shot. I was so happy. I was like a little kid. I was like running around. I was so happy.
Do you post
And
that
then
shot?
no, I did not because it didn't come out as good as I thought it would. But this is how but I was so happy that I got the shot. It's fine. I just wanted to know, will it look good? So I'm happy with the process. It turned out horrible. I hated the picture. Now that I have it, it is not good at all. But this is what I've sort of like learned with photographs. It's just like I plan it and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great. It's in my mind. And then it turns out to be shit. Or at least I think it's shit.
I have a question. Do you feel like it's terrible after your whole hyperfixation and you work on it, edit it, and after you wake up the next day or the same day?
Oh, immediately the same day.
Oh, I have it the other
Yeah.
way where I'm just like, this is brilliant. What a idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I sleep on it
Yeah.
and I'm like, what was I thinking?
I have the same thing where I re-edit my pictures a lot. So which is why once I edit something and it's done, I don't ever want to see that picture in
Yes.
Lightroom again.
Yeah,
I cannot stand it because I will change it.
I get this, but not for pictures, for like writing stuff.
Right, right. Which is why so once these now what I do now I have a system. Now it goes from my camera to Lightroom. Once it's edited, it goes directly from Lightroom into a Google Photos album I have. Once it is made it into the album, the story is done. I will delete the original picture. I don't care. It's done. Like I can't take it. It's too much. I mean, I actually don't delete it. It's still there, but on my SD card at least. I make sure I don't access it on Lightroom because it's just annoying. I'll just go back and like, oh, why did I do this? Oh, this extra shading of yellow is not nice. I should change it to blue, and I'll be messing around with all the. It is fun, but I don't want to do it again and again.
Well, that's also something that they taught us in like media school, was to not get attached to your work, and you clearly just
Yes,
make that division and don't get attached. It's out in the world
yes,
or
yes, yes.
wherever.
It's out. That's why. So, me a big reason for me creating that Instagram page was also because I realized that time also when I was just keeping it in my folder, I would go back and update it. I'll do this. I'll do this. It didn't feel like a work was done. I didn't feel like it was done for some reason. And once I created but I did notice that if I put it on my Instagram story or something, it felt like done. It felt like, oh, it's done. I've sent it away. The work is complete, sort of feeling I would get. Because I think the moment you show it to other people, it is like a signifier that, oh, my work is finished here.
Yes.
Look at it, right? So the Instagram page, a big reason was so that I can stop re-editing and like rethinking and all of these things for this other pictures. So now, which is why yesterday night the edit was done. Today morning they're out. All of them are out, and I'm done. I don't want to think about it. I don't care. It's over. On to the next.
I have the same thing with like pieces I write, or like if I say a poem out loud, then I'm done. Like I don't look at it
Mm,
again. It's sort of
right.
done. It's complete, and I
Yeah.
won't edit it. Otherwise, I do the same. I keep editing stuff, and it's never really complete.
Mm. I mean, this follows the same lines as why people recommend journaling, right? Because journaling is, in a sense, that it's out, like it's written, it's done,
Yeah.
and if you keep it in your mind, you will constantly rethink it and rethink it and rethink based on how you're feeling on a certain day. You look at it, look back at it, and be like, "Oh no, this is wrong. That is right." It's too much noise in your head. So when you journal it at a particular time, whatever you are feeling, that is how it was, and okay, that's my trusted source because I've written it down. I have written it down. I don't need to consult my memory, which can fade and which can change based on your experiences. So it's done. So journaling is great. That's why even when I write something and I don't publish it. I have published it. No one can see it, private, but like I've done it, which means it's written in stone and it's done. So usually tend to not go back to the same thing again and again. So yeah, I guess just do more and be done with it, and not keep doing the same thing.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think
Yeah.
sort of get stuck in your work and never
Yes.
do
It.
anything new if you're still
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah. Do 100%. So with the ideas I have for videos that I want to make, right? For example, there have been some like two videos that I have changed some 7 times. All seven draft versions are on my iMovie. And they will never see the light of day because I keep rethinking it and editing it and changing it and like,
Yeah, and I think that was the whole idea for the podcast too, because if we kept thinking about it, we didn't want to keep thinking about it. That's why we're
yes,
like,
we didn't want to think about it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, we didn't want to put so much thought into it because we will do it. We know we'll do it.
yeah,
We know we'll sit and think that, oh, you know what, the podcast should be about this because this is what people will care about and this is how we should be.
yeah.
These are the things that we should talk about. We would like go so far deep into planning so many things that are completely unnecessary instead of just creating the thing and then figuring out what to do with it.
Yeah, which works in some ways, and some ways obviously it won't work. Like some forms of art,
Yeah, absolutely.
think about it. But this was
Yes.
also something that we were considering for years before we started it too. Like we
Mm,
talked about it,
mm,
like we've talked about it since like 2020 or 2021, and we started it in
right.
2022. So it took a
Yeah.
while.
It took a while. It took a while. And then even when we did start it, I think over the last maybe 6 episodes or so, I feel like we've gotten into a better rhythm in the podcast than we were for the first 5 6 episodes. Because I think the first 5 6 episodes, there are like a lot of pauses. There are like 20-second pauses where we're just like staring and not really doing anything. We're not even looking at the screen and we'll be talking about some random thing. But now we've sort of naturally gotten into the rhythm where, hey, we're going to talk about these 4 4 5 things. We stick on the topic as much as we can. We still don't do it, but we try our best. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And I think we've sort of filled the gaps now, which
We
isn't
have filled
always
the
like
gaps now.
it's not always necessary in
It's
like
not always necessary,
yeah.
yeah, but it's just if it happens naturally and it sort of just flows through, it's fine. It's it's just seamless. It's nice. So that's good. Where did we come to this topic again? I had a train of thought for which I came here, and now I forgot where I was going with this.
Photography, you're done with your work once it's done, and then
Something I was thinking. Oh, yeah, all that. Oh, I was thinking about this yesterday. It's like this like some childhood memory just like came back when I was taking pictures. It was damn cool. So I remember this whole like getting into photography and stuff. When I got into in college a little bit, I would just take pictures with my phone. It was nice. I'd like to be creative, but till now I was thinking, oh yeah, it just happened in college. But now I remember it didn't start in college. It was way earlier. Can you hear the dog?
I did once, I think. Not
Okay, there
now.
are a bunch barking a lot. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So in undergrad is when I thought, oh, I really got into photography because that time I was taking a lot of pictures with my phone and stuff. But even before that, I remember when I was a kid, we had a video camera,
That's so cool.
and yeah, like those handy cam, you flip
Yeah,
it and then you do like
the
this. So we
Sony.
had one of those. Yes, the Sony hand cam and all of those things, and like you did record on tape. So we had those, and whenever we went on a trip, we would like take videos, not just pictures of like all the sites and stuff. And yesterday, the flashback hit me so vividly where I remember whenever I would take a video, I always focused on like framing things Like I would always focus on making sure like there's some nice background along with this or some interesting way to frame it. And like I also remembered it because my mom and dad and brother or my family relatives would scold me saying, "We are here. Why are you taking like some random video of something in the background? What are you taking?" They would keep belting me because I wouldn't take like of their faces and like everything. I would like do some weird shit. And then I never continued because I couldn't use the video camera by myself. The first ever device that I did have where I could do that was my phone, a good phone, which was in undergrad, and that's where it started. So I was thinking maybe if I had like a camera or something, which was my own device earlier on, who knows? Maybe I would have started earlier. But yeah, that came back.
Yeah,
That's it.
I was thinking about mine. I think we didn't have a handy cam or a video one, but my dad used to be very much into photography, and
Hmm.
he also I think had a Olympus, but the manual one, like
Oh,
the
nice. The
yeah,
the reels one. Hmm.
yes. Uh, s- so I used to use that as a kid, but not obviously
Hmm.
my dad's prized position. But
Hmm.
eventually, I think around when I was 14 or 15, I started clicking pictures.
Hmm.
And after, like when I was 16, 17, I started realizing that, oh, I could do so much more with it. Uh,
Hmm.
Initially it was just sort of a memories thing because we were moving so much that pictures were sort of the only way to remember places, because most of these
Hmm.
places where I lived I can't go back again because they are sort of
Right.
military spaces. I can't go back in there, so it was sort of capturing memories mostly.
Hmm.
And it sort of became a thing where I realized that, oh, I could do so much more with it. Yeah.
Yeah, those older analog cameras were also damn fun. I also remember we had one, and if you click a picture and then you have to physically roll to the next reel on it. So you would have like a roller that you would roll, and different things had like different cameras had different mechanics also. We had a camera. I think the Olympus also just had like a roller at the back, so you could roll it. Other ones had like a lever which you can like use to push the reel onto the next one and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's pretty cool. A lot of these like childhood things uh, start growing further. This whole photography thing, I never realized that it was like a thing in my childhood because I just thought I picked up in adulthood. But there were traces of it even back then. I remember even these analog camera pictures I would be really proud of the pictures that I took. And I would be really happy with like how certain things looked and all of this.
Yeah, I feel like your core sort of, yes, hobbies and obviously are different, but I feel it with me too. Like the core sort of stays. Like things that
Yes.
I stood by as a kid, I would still stand by now. And it's much
Yeah.
even more stronger, like with animals and with a bunch of other things. Like I remember being a
Hmm.
kid telling my mom that like marks don't matter. Even though I was doing well, I would be like, they don't
Hmm.
matter. There are other things in life that matter. And my mom's like, this 5, 7, 8 year old is telling me that marks don't matter. It doesn't make sense, and it didn't make sense, and it still doesn't. Like a lot of those things, I never had sort of a childhood dream that I wanted to become like a pilot or wanted to become a
Right.
teacher or
Right.
anything. Because again, I didn't dream of becoming something. I felt like it was, and I still stand by it. I don't think my professional career, or if I have a career, it will define who I am.
If you have a career.
Because I don't see that I'm building a career. I'm doing a bunch of
Yeah, you're
random
not
things.
going in the traditional path because you don't want to.
I don't want to, and I don't think
Hmm.
it makes sense anymore. Earlier, it would make sense that you become like a accountant, you become an engineer, and that's what you do for the rest of your life. Right now, nobody can afford to do the same thing for the rest of your life. If I was doing digital
Hmm.
marketing, I can't afford to do just digital marketing rest of my. I have to constantly evolve and maybe learn social media, learn
Right.
influencer marketing, a bunch of other stuff. So you can't
Hmm.
make technically build a career onto something
Right.
uh,
Right.
in a lot of these professions now.
Yes. you are building your career just in your own way. It is still your career. I mean, you're going to be
But
earning, you are
is
going to be
it?
working at different things, which is
Yeah,
still fine.
it's true, but I don't see it's again like realized it as a kid also. Like, it doesn't it feel like I didn't know much about capitalism, but isn't it a capitalistic thing to uh make dreams about building a career? Because what's the
I
point of
mean,
building?
of course it is, but like realistically speaking, we do live in a capitalistic world, and if you want to survive, you do need money. So ultimately,
Exactly.
no matter what you do, you're going to have a career. And even if this wasn't the case, then you would be doing something to earn money. And that would be your job, it's your profession, it is your career, right? It's just that right now we do live in a hyper capitalistic world, so
But
it just feels a little stronger. But at any time, you would be doing the same thing because what's the other option?
yeah, but that doesn't seem like something that I want to be defined by.
Yeah,
If
of course
when
not. You don't
of
have to be different by it.
but that's what it leads to, right? It's about what do you do and what are you
I,
working in. It's the first thing that someone will probably ask you, and
hmm, hmm.
I don't
I
think
mean, they are easy conversation starters, I guess. And also, it is a big part of your identity. It's not completely your identity, which some people mistake it to be, but it is a big part of it. What you do and what you do for work.
it can
And
be. It can be sort of two ways too. Like, of course, it can be a part of your identity because you're doing something
hmm,
meaningful that you want to connect to. Like, I'm talking about
hmm,
in my sense. And the other is that you work, you make money, and you leave it behind. It is something that you do to make money, and that's it.
yes,
That's where you
yes,
draw the line. Of course, you can
yeah,
spend your time working on something you love, and those are the two
hmm,
parts that I clearly see for myself right now. Either I do a
yeah,
job that I just work, make money, work minimum
hmm,
hours, make a maximum money, that's my aim. Or I
hmm,
spend most of my time doing something I actually love and
hmm,
believe in. So yeah, that's how I see it. But I still don't like the career thing that I don't want to build. And initially I wanted to. I really wanted to. And now I'm just
hmm.
like, I don't want to. I don't know. I just sort of I don't like it.
No, I've been the same way. I have never wanted to. Even now, if I'm going down that path, also, it will be because I need money to survive. I
Yeah.
have financial responsibilities that I've taken upon myself. So I have to do all these things. So that will continue. And I'm the same way where, like, I don't like talking about my work. I don't like talking about work is part of my identity, but it's not a big part of it. I don't see it as a big part of it, which is why I tend to stray away from that topic. Even when people do ask me, I will say, yeah, I do this thing, but I quickly brush it off and then like move on because I don't want to talk about it more than that. It's not that big. There
Yeah.
are a whole bunch of other things that I'd much rather be talking to you about. So that's there. So that's pretty cool. I'd much rather focus on that. But it is people usually eventually it does come down to work, and for a lot of people, it is such a big part of their identity. I don't know. Even when you were saying you've never had like dreams of being a certain thing when you were a kid, I was the same way. I didn't know, which is why I just sort of did whatever path was already there in front of me and didn't really think about it.
And didn't like people think like because my parents thought that there was something wrong with me because I never said whenever they would ask me like what do you want to be when you grow up, I would have like I
Hmm.
don't know, nothing.
I would just make up an answer. I'd be like, yeah, I want to be a pilot. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just make up stuff. I'd be like, oh, yeah, of course I want to be a scientist. Yeah, that's my goal. No, I don't have any goals. That's the real truth. Well, we have less than a minute.
It's gonna end soon.
Again, I was trying to finish up all the trains of thought quickly because like so much anxiety. I need to
Yeah,
finish
I
it quickly.
know.